Hello everybody, my name is Matt and welcome back to Glitchhikers, the spaces between. Now last time we completed the highway portion of the game, and that was one of two options that were originally presented to us. Of course, when we got done with the highway, the path and the terminal opened up, but the second thing that he mentioned, the lad in there, the nice fellow, the tender you might say, was the railway. So I'm going to go ahead and check out the railway and see what that journey's all about before we launch into, I guess, what could be like the second half of the game. So last time we just had a nice, pleasant drive. Ooh.
Welcome to Infinity Rail. Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. As we hurtle through space together, I ask that you be kind to your fellow passengers. These rails that stretch between all of our origins and destinations are etched into a shared landscape. No matter what your travel plans are, this is one connection we all share. Perhaps the basis for a bond, or the underpinnings of understanding. We're all heading in the same direction, and I know the regulars always enjoy a friendly chat. There's plenty to see, and seats are not assigned, so feel free to move about the train.
Oh my gosh, we got a Borealis. I don't know if it's Aurora or Australis. Whatever. And also it said space view. I don't know what that was all about. But I see we also have the same characters that we picked up on the road. Hey there, good to see you. Didn't know you'd be on this track. Nothing like a long train ride to gather your thoughts after a tiring day. A bunch of people all on the same tracks. All of us on separate journeys, but journeying together. We're all headed in the same direction. Where are you headed? Man, they've got like some very direct answers, like going home, and then we veer off to like someplace familiar, someplace new, or it's just a metaphor. The whole thing, just a metaphor. Where am I headed right now in life, though? I suppose it would be accurate to say I'm trying to find myself. Truly a journey we're all on, just looking for a little meaning, a little growth, a little future. I like the train. You get to go somewhere, maybe even see someplace new, but you just get to sit and enjoy it. You're not in charge. The tracks just go in one direction. It's like reading a good book, just along for the ride. I read one once about three lovers navigating the seas together. They encountered sea monsters and mysterious islands and gods of the waves. Ooh. Let's see, what kind of gods are we talking about? Capricious ones, dangerous ones, but also caring ones, curious ones. After all, aren't gods just like people? They each had their own reasons for the journey, different things they were looking for. What they found, predictably, was each other. I found a love of story and journeys. I gotta get some more writing done. Come back in a bit. Okay, well, or you come back in a bit, I guess, since you're going someplace else, I guess. Oh, man. I've never been on a train. Like, I've been on subways and stuff. Oh, yes, sir. Ooh, what's this way? Oh, my gosh, we can explore the whole train? Exit train. I don't think that would be a good move while it's moving. But yeah, I've never been on a train. I've been on subway. Well, I don't know if it's a metro that has like, I think it was in like Oregon or Seattle or something that like traveled above ground. So like, it was like you know what I'm saying. I've never been on like an actual train ride for like a long distance. Oh, hello. Yeah, we got to talk some more because you left me with a lot of questions last time, I remember. Another journey, another experience, another story. What do you think? Are these stories important to you? Well, I mean, I'd say I'm getting a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to get a lot out of them. It doesn't always require conscious effort. Allow yourself to bask in them, to simply sit in the moment, too. All stories have power. The power to shape us, to shape our beliefs, to shape our whole culture. Beliefs and falsehoods inextricably intertwined with fact and experience. Just as important. Take the horned helmet. So ingrained in much of our imagery of the Vikings, our story about them. Represent, baby. So impractical in battle. Oh, wait, hold on. I was just reading So impractical in battle, never mind the fact there's no evidence Vikings ever wore them. The Viking Horde helmet was an invention of German costume designer Karl Emil Doppler for a performance of Wagner's Ring Cycle in the 1800s, taken from ancient German ceremonial headdresses. And then the image stuck. Yeah, how about that? Isn't that funny? Like 200 years ago, just some dude, well, I assume he was more than some dude, made this costume decision for a play that's shaped how a lot of people view like Viking armor, which is interesting. They look cool though. They do look cool. I will say that they do look cool. And perhaps that is the more important goal for a costume designer. But it is worth any artist remembering that their work may have long-term impacts, and thus they have an ethical responsibility in their work. Meanwhile, of course, the real Vikings sailed as far as the Middle East for trade and cultural exchange, and reached the Americas long before other Europeans. But you see this kind of thing all over our culture. Depictions of an afterlife taken far more from a 14th century poet than actual religious texts.
Now arriving at Foggy Level.
Oh, what a cute town. Imaginings of the Spartan fighting force from a comic book more than a historical record. Stories are powerful. They shape what we believe, what we think, how we act. Act well, this story. Do I still press space? Okay, I don't know what the spacebar thing was. Ooh. Hell yeah. I'm sure it's just some form of confirmation bias. But for some reason, over the past few years, I've seen a lot of Viking stuff and a lot of Norse stuff just kind of show up to me. And seemingly out of the blue. So I'm not saying that means anything. It might just be that confirmation bias, I think it might be. Where you kind of you're looking for something so you see more of it. But I don't know. I wonder if there's something to that. Oh my god, hello? Playing the drums? I don't have anything to say to that lad? Oh, goodbye, town. Okay, I guess I just don't have anything to say to him. But this is really cool. I think I might like this more than the drive one. In a way. Is this, like, honestly, both of them, the drive and this train ride, I love this stuff. It's at night, it's dark. I feel very comforted by the night, and I don't mean to say that as like, oh, I'm 14 and this is deep, but when I'm driving at night, it just feels a little more personal, I really enjoy that. Oh, it's a different musical instrument. Hell yeah. Whoa, hello. Excuse me? Your digital landscape bleeds into your daily life. Your life bleeds onto the digital landscape. You reveal so much of yourself, both consciously and unintentionally. Your identity is defined, quantified, commodified. Why? Before we get launched into that, can you tell me?
If you look out the left side of the train, you will soon catch a glimpse of the cloud continent.
Oh, space.
Residents thought they found a formula for utopia, but it didn't last, and they could never reproduce their results.
Ooh.
The math did not change, but the people did.
That is a strange juxtaposition. Oh, this little town. Oh, there it is. Because this screen isn't moving. I was wondering what exactly I was supposed to be seeing. Oh, that's so cool. That's so pretty. Who or what are you? What's going on? We are 92 tries making up 7 polygons. How many polygons are you? Didn't exactly answer my question. Some people choose to lay bare their life in digital social spaces. They reveal some part of themselves to the world, to strangers. They open their lives to scrutiny, or the lives of their friends, family, children, sometimes without permission. It is alluring, being constantly acknowledged, affirmed, liked. Others do not so consciously reveal their lives, and yet their every decision, every movement, every click is nonetheless tracked, stored, and adapted to. Algorithms shape the spaces they travel through, shape their lives. But they do not even know who the algorithms work for.
Next stop, Apprehension Valley.
Yeah, man, I mean, that is a good point. we see a lot of that stuff online. It's like people, I mean, there are people my age, people I went to high school with, you know, who are married and have children now, and it's kind of just par for the course nowadays, right? You take a picture of your child and you document their life, much like our parents may have done with their with photo albums. And I feel like that is what's the term I'm looking for? It's not a correct analogy, because like photo albums are private, but some people I think haven't really caught on to the fact that when you're sharing like a picture of your newborn child, or not even newborn, when you share pictures of other people, it's not a personal vault for you. It is put out there for everyone. And you know, you wonder how this stuff may or may not impact people in the future when they grow up and they're, you know, let's say these kids now when they're 20 years old and they look back and they're like, man, my parents have been documenting my entire life for everyone to see. I wonder if that's gonna have some effect on people, you know. They don't even know who the algorithms
at Apprehension Valley.
Even know who the algorithm's working for. I think we do need, well, they're all true. That's what's awesome about this. All these dialogue options are perfectly valid. I think this is a key, though. People want to feel loved. People want to feel in place and important, because I think maybe that's just what we're I mean, it's just biological, right? We want to be a part of the group. We want to be in. So I think, yeah, people just want to feel loved. What does it say about your systems of life that this becomes the easiest way to do so? Privacy. Something you say you value and yet give up so quickly with a check that says, I agree to the terms of service. Agreement. Unanimity of opinion, harmony in feeling. Few would truly agree to the terms, yet they choose to give up privacy, to give up freedoms for some fleeting benefit. Perhaps simply for a fleeting moment of joy.
You're here on your own journey, and no one else will ever really know what that journey is. But we're all on our own journeys. And maybe our stories can help you too.
Yeah, man, you can drive yourself crazy thinking about stuff like that. We're all on our own journey, but there's no way for other people to truly know what we are and how we think. It's similar to, how can you prove that the colors that I see are the same colors that you see? If we've both grown up to call a certain thing yellow, then to you it's just yellow, and to me it's yellow, and we both agree. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some like actual test to perform, obviously with color blindness and stuff like that, but you know, it's crazy to think about. How do you prove someone else's consciousness, basically? Ooh, hello. Were you in the car? Oh, this is cool, because I see people that I know, quote unquote, that I've met before, and also get to meet new, I wouldn't say people, new beings. That's really awesome. Human, you sit in the presence of a mighty dragon. Well, your Sims diamond up here is not helping me see this response. We've met before. I'm going to silently show respect.
Stop. Weeping Falls.
Oh, this is so cool, man. This is so cool. I'm going to be playing this game like a lot by myself, just as like a background. Ah, yes, very good. Your deference is appreciated, and your reward will be knowledge, for I will tell you of my race. Yes, indeed, the dragons were once as gods, lording over all dimensions, hoarding wealth and power, worshipped and feared in equal measure. But we deluded ourselves that our greatness was born through individualism alone. The truth was, of course, more complex. Nothing great is ever accomplished without the collective efforts of many. Now, they have been lost to time and space. As far as I know, I am the last. This is my fate. Well, how did you survive? Through my cunning, I saw a chance to survive our coming disappearance. Though my physical body was lost, I launched my consciousness fully into a quantum computational dimension where I endured the eternities since. Alas, I am not all that I once was. This form is a glitched projection, a fractured and imperfect representation of the magnificent being I truly am. We are all just projections of matter.
Now arriving at Weeping Falls.
Thank you, conductor. I appreciate that. We're all just projections of matter and physics. We are felt and sensed through projections of light, sound, the weak atomic force. But I fear the final conversion to binary was an irreversible computational trauma. Such was the cost to once again participate in a society. And to wander a network once more. All of this reminiscing is good for my mind, though, as well as for the spirit, but it stirs many painful memories. So much was lost. I think I'd like to be alone for a while. Maybe I'll wander the train a bit and collect my thoughts. Should we meet again later, I'd like to continue our conversation. Okay, man, I'm sorry you're having difficulties. I'm here if you need to talk, my friend. Ooh. So I wonder, can I actually, like, get off? That doesn't look like a train. That looks very much not like a train. Whoa! This must be the executive car.
All around us, ice falls.
Oh,
though in this case, ice falls very slowly. Forever frozen, yet still pulled inexorably downward. Gravity moves even the most solid glacier. What pulls most on you?
I didn't know this was the train ride of contemplation. Bro. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, there's the train, baby. Yeah. Oh, God. I love this stuff. This is so gorgeous. Calm, the app, has a few sleep stories on their YouTube channel. One of them is The Nordic Night Train, read by Eric Bra. And I love that story. I don't listen to it to go to sleep. But because of that, I one of my things I want to do in the next few years is make my way over to Norway and ride the Nordic Night Train from Trondheim up to Bodo and then back down. Oh, that would be so great. I just want to wait. Thank you for all the music, even though I can't hear it. I appreciate it. That'd be so awesome. I'm just waiting for COVID restrictions to really ease up because I would prefer to not have to wear a mask the whole time on the train. That's just a personal thing. So I choose to give it a little wait till things calm down, and then so I can ride the train in safety. We're just vibing out. Just running up on the train. Drum guy. I've seen you a few cars back. Do we have a friend? Yes, we do. Hi. I believe this is an important journey for you. Why did you decide to speak with me?
Next stop, Apollonian Acres.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, for multiple of these reasons, honestly, but I am interested in your story. I'm flattered. My story is mostly one of being interested in other stories. Stories about stories. Belief. The stories we hear, the stories we internalize, shape our belief. The stories we're told as children, the ones we're told through media, and by those we choose to surround ourselves with. They influence what we believe, and what we believe shapes our stories in turn. Belief has power too. Beliefs shape how we act, how we try to shape the world. Religious belief, certainly, but any personal belief too. What do we believe has value? What do we believe our purpose is? Sorry, that one rattled my brain. If we believe that we can create a better world, we can find a path to actualizing that. If we believe there is no point, that path will not materialize. What do you believe? Oh, man. Okay, so this is the one where I actually disagree with most of these. A better world is absolutely possible. A better world is absolutely possible. It just takes the action of many, but it...
Now arriving at Apollonian Acres.
A better world is certainly possible. I 100% believe that. I believe so too. We must have hope for the future. Even if it is couched in skepticism or despair becomes the only path. Perhaps our beliefs literally shape the universe, or the beliefs of some gods, some creators somewhere. Does gravity only work because we subconsciously need an explanation for why we are stuck on the ground? Of course not. But maybe. Believe what you will about this journey, but know that it will shape how you experience it. Very metaphysical. I like it. I like it a lot. I actually miss this person. Hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to walk past you. Just, shorter, which is fine. I'm glad I talked to the other person because then I got to see you. Hi. There's something special about all of us heading in the same direction. A community. A collective journey. Lots of people have tried to show that we tell the same stories. All of us, all around the world. Archetypes, common patterns to journeys and heroes, the 7 common structures. Of course, it's not really true. Examples are cherry-picked and full of Western bias. Imposing archetypes on other cultures can be a pretty big stretch. Not every civilization truly uses the same patterns. Patterns create a dearth of innovation. Goodness. Forcing all stories into the same pattern creates a dearth of innovation. I would say that's fair. And when all stories look the same, it shapes culture into a similar homogeneity. We lose the ability to see other possibilities. History isn't made by solitary...
Stop. Ondo Park.
History isn't made by solitary people on mythic journeys performing great acts. It's made by the multitudes, the people who stand up for and help each other, communities and cascading decisions in culture. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. I like so many of these responses sometimes, Yeah. I think, a new model of storytelling. At least for some stories, I think that would be good. Kind of switch things up a little bit. Replace the hero's journey with something else. A community journey that doesn't focus so much on the linear narratives of elite heroes. Something that better acknowledges cycles and collective effort. But there are common human stories. Survival, love, attempts to explain the cosmos. I'm writing a new story. A story about friendship, of being on a journey together. A little on the nose, I know. Come back later and maybe I'll tell you about it.
We all need a little time with our thoughts. Give folks some time, and you may find they're ready to share more of their story. Everyone likes to be seen and heard on their own terms.
That is very true. That is very true. That's part of the reason why I like hearing from y'all so much. It gives me a very brief, minor glimpse into someone else's story. And I've thought
arriving at Ondo Park.
One of the things that would be really cool. I hope is this the way forward? I think so. Yeah, it is. Okay. Wait, is it? Yes, because this guy disappeared before. Okay. But I've considered what I thought would be cool in the future is doing a podcast with older people or just people in general. And just having an hour and a half podcast to just learn their stories. I think that would be, that'd be really cool. That's something I would definitely like to do in the future. Hello, my good friend. The dragons held communion and culture through the many computational dimensions that we discovered, built, and maintained. It seems that your own species is awakening to similar frameworks. Through computer science and quantum physics, you begin to see information is a property of all matter, a fundamental aspect of the universe. Information isn't about physics. Information is physics. It must be physical, represented somewhere. Humans have grown capable of simulating and calculating much. Your view of the universe changes as the worlds you build, and the skills which you build.
Hey friends, keep vigil at the window to our left to catch a glimpse of the old decommissioned Cosmic Memorial Bridge.
For
decades, workers toiled to span the valley, believing that once their work was complete, the future would come. The future did come, but all too soon it left the bridge behind, and now all that remains are memories.
Wow, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's very dim in the background. Humans will grow capable of simulating and calculating much. Your view of the universe changes as the worlds you build and the skills with which you build them proliferate. Most of the humans on this planet live lives surrounded by computers. Many live lives consumed with working and moving through the worlds within them. What's a computational dimension? You've brought this up multiple times. I need to know what you mean. That's what I like to call an extremely powerful information storing and processing system that one can be entirely immersed within. All dimensions are connected and expressed through properly formatted mathematics. This is the gateway into a larger understanding. What if I told you that numbers aren't just expressions of truth, but rather an inherent property of the universe? At the subatomic level, the universe is quantized. It exists within a system of relatively few fixed values. But I digress. The TLDR is that a computational dimension is a computer worthy of a dragon. We're all just projections of matter and physics. We are felt and sensed through projections of light, sound, and weak atomic force. Have I made that point before? I seem to have lost my train of thought. Before I keep rambling, tell me, what do you think? Can you not see how this entire universe is a computer? There's decent, I think, evidence, at least to
Ideal
point
city
to
center.
the idea of our whole existence being a simulation, or at least, maybe not evidence, but it might be more of like you can't prove that it's not a simulation type thing. But I don't know. Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. Computers changed how we see the world, but it doesn't mean we're actually living in a computer. I think that's a fair statement. Content to leave living in a computer to the likes of me, eh? That's okay. Or rather, don't worry. I do not mean to imply that the universe and all its grandeur is the product of a simulation, or held within some massive memory bank. Merely that there are parallels, and those parallels are in some ways physical. Information about the universe is encoded, so to speak, at the quantum scale. That information then decodes and becomes your perceived reality through physical processes you know as scientific laws. But those laws might also be thought of as the programming of the universe, which acts upon this fundamental quantum data. Ergo, the universe is a computer. Regardless, I don't mean to suggest that we live in some meaningless simulation. It truly doesn't matter if the reality you think of as being prime is actually the one true
Now
reality.
arriving at Ideal City Center.
You can choose to see any world as just a simulation, or you can engage and treat those you meet like they matter. I choose the latter. Oh yeah. That's the way to go, I would say. Even if, you have to treat other people like they're people, even if in the end maybe it doesn't matter. Because this is something I've struggled with. I think I brought this up before. The idea of if it's completely nothing before and it's completely nothing after, then it really doesn't matter any of it, what we do. But at the same time, I think if for nothing else, your quality of life will greatly be improved if you choose to believe that even if it's not real, you believe that it's real and you treat other people. I mean, if it's not real, then why go to the negative? Why not live it to the fullest instead of living it like to the worst and making things hard for yourself and other people? Does that make sense? I don't mean to sound like I'm preaching this. I'm trying to figure out a lot of these answers to these questions myself. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it for this episode because it's getting a little bit long and I don't want to rush through this. At the same time, I know it's not exactly popular if I put out like an hour-long video. I know it's just a lot to take in at one time. So we're going to go ahead and stop it there. We will pick it up here next time. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you had a great week. If you did or if you didn't, let me know in the comments below. I think we're taught to talk about things a lot when things are bad, right? It's like, how's your day going? Well, it's going bad. Okay, why is that? But we're not frequently asked when you say, how's your day going? And they say, good. Why? You know what I mean? Like, why? What has made your day so good? Not in a, oh, so what's so good about it type of way. But I think that talking about things when they're good is just as important as talking about things when they're bad, because it helps you identify what makes something good or bad. And then it'll help you to avoid something if it's bad, or reframe or go towards something if it's good. And maybe that can help improve your bad days. So whether you've had a good or bad week, let me know down in the comments below if you feel so inclined. I love hearing from all of you. And no matter how your week went, it is now the weekend, baby. That means we get to kick back, relax, enjoy some drinks, have some good food with your friends, your family, all that kind of good stuff. Keep the important things in life front and center, You know what I mean? Like friends and family, very important. And make sure to take care of yourselves over this weekend. As I always say, drink lots of water. I'm almost out of water, but I'm going to go refill it. Make sure to eat lots of food and stay happy and stay healthy. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. And I will see you all here on Tuesday. Bye-bye.